Hello everyone and welcome to a book review. This one is for a middle grade fantasy, and so far there are 2 books out. I have ordered the second book and I am so excited for it to arrive. I gave this 5 stars, absolutely loved this, and I am talking about Witchlings by Claribel A. Ortega. I would say there are some similarities to like Harry Potter, except this is middle grade where Harry Potter is more young adult. The main characters in this are girls, where obviously Harry Potter's a boy. The main perspective we're following is female, so there are some slight differences. This was published in 2022. It's book 1 out of 2 in the Witchlings series, so this is the same title. Her name is Seven, her name is Valley, and her name is Thorn. So you still have a trio of friends, trio in Harry Potter. So what happens is when they turn 12 instead of 11, when they turn 12, they are sorted into houses, or covens is what they call it. They're sorted into covens where they will be trained up to go in certain fields and things like that. So I did listen to the audiobook. It was narrated by Karina Fiallo, 7 hours and 44 minutes, and there were some Spanish words in this, which I absolutely loved. So all the witches in this have amulet necklaces. And during the sorting ceremony that their families go to, their amulets will change to certain colors. So if your amulet turns aqua, you are sorted into the House of Stars, and they are brilliant, beautiful, and generous to all. If the amulet turns black, you are sorted into the Moth House, which they are mysterious, morbid, and dependable friends. If the amulet turns emerald, you're the Frog House, which you're focused, frugal, and truthful to the last. If it turns purple, your House Hyacinth, and that's the house that Seven wants to go to. But those in House Hyacinth are valiant, virtuous, and powerful in all things. If it turns white, you're in the Goose House, which is chaotic, clever, chaotic, and mostly good. But if it turns red, you are a Spare, which is a misfit. Now, if the Spares, there are 3 Spares. All 3 of these girls are Spares. So again, that's Seven, Valley, and Thorn. If you are a Spare and are unable to close that coven of the group of your 3, you are turned into Witchlings and will eventually lose your magical powers, and they don't want to do that. So before the ceremony ends, Seven invokes to be able to do what's called the impossible task. If they don't complete the impossible task, there's a threat that they're going to be... It's either complete it, or not only you're going to lose your powers either way if you don't complete the impossible task, or if they didn't have invoked it, they would have lost their powers anyway, because they couldn't close their coven circle. So either way, they're at a risk for losing their powers. But if they complete the impossible task, they'll get to keep their powers. So it's still a good chance to take. And then you're following as they go on the adventure, and there's misunderstandings are revealed, that things weren't as negative as someone may have thought. Friendships are tested, friendships are made, and it is a beautiful story. There is LGBT rep in this. There's this toad race that goes on, and someone that Thorn likes turns out to have a girlfriend, and she idolizes this person that has a girlfriend. So it's 2 females, so it is I don't really want to say a lesbian relationship, because sometimes you just never know. Could be bi, who knows, but right now it's a female-female relationship. And that's all you know. So that's literally all of the LGBT rep that you get for sure in this. The only trigger warning I would say is you do have child abuse and spouse abuse in this. You do learn later on in the book. It does not go into a lot of detail, but you do know it's there. I think for a younger reader, it might kind of go over their head a little bit, depending on how young and mature versus mature they are. But it is in there, so do be aware of that. And the only other word that you need to know of, the word hell comes up 1 time, and that's it. There are people who feel like Spares are beneath them, like they're servants. You're not deserving of time and words and adequate pay and all of this, and there are others that want to change that and say, no, Spares are humans too. They deserve everything that everyone else gets, things like that. So there's a lot of animosity throughout this town and various towns as they've some people fight to keep spares beneath them, and others want to make them more equal. So, and I thought that was a great discussion as well. I love this. 5 stars. Highly, highly, highly recommend. That's really all I want to say. One, because I don't want to spoil anything. There were some great things in this that were revealed that I think if you go in as blind as possible into this book, they will have more of an impact on you and be more meaningful. I actually kind of started to get a little emotional towards the end of the book, and that's all I'm going to say about that. You see, there are things you just see that start to be revealed, and I will say that some of the twists in the book, I did not expect certain people involved in the twists to be involved in the twists, if that makes sense. So like in the twists that I knew were coming, I thought someone else was involved in it. Turns out it was someone else. So threw me for a loop on that, but I highly recommend. I think this would be a wonderful read for a parent or guardian to read to their child, or to have this in a school setting. There's a lot of things that children can learn from this, in my opinion, about friendships and not always assuming something, things like that. Certain secrets that are okay to keep versus when it's actually time to, speak up and reveal something. A lot of great things that children can learn from this. So I highly recommend this. I can't wait to get the second book and to pick that up as soon as possible. Absolutely loved this. Again, highly recommend. I can't recommend this enough. This is the second book I've read by Claribel A. Ortega. I am now a Claribel A. Ortega fan, which I thought I was after Ghost Squad, but this just cemented the deal. So every book that Claribel A. Ortega publishes, I'm going to want. So anyway, that's it. Let me know. Have you read anything by Claribel A. Ortega? Have you read Witchlings? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.